Welcome to our channel. With all the movement on the first base market, what's the outlook for Pete Alonso? The former Met offers a nearly unrivaled combination of durability and power production, yet as the calendar flips to 2025, he remains unsigned. For the first 7 weeks of the MLB offseason, the first base market was frozen. Despite a wealth of intriguing candidates to change threads in both free agency and on the trade block, there was barely any first base movement to speak of. Starting pitchers continued to find new homes. 7 catchers signed big league deals. The outfield market picked up steam following Juan Soto's historic signing. First baseman, though? Crickets. As Alonso's agent, Scott Boras, secured lucrative contracts for several other high-profile clients, the first baseman's uneventful free agency dragged on as the most prominent example of his position being overlooked. But then, the week before Christmas, a tornado of transactional activity involving Alonso's positional peers commenced. The Astros, fresh off a failed attempt to trade for Nolan Arenado, a deal that would have moved recently acquired Isaac Paredes to first base, pivoted and signed Christian Walker to a 3-year deal to solidify their corner infield. The next day, the Yankees agreed to a 1-year deal with former MVP Paul Goldschmidt. The D-backs then acquired all-star Josh Naylor from the Guardians, and Cleveland swiftly replaced Naylor with the signing of veteran switch hitter and familiar face Carlos Santana. Finally, the Nationals swung a deal with Texas to acquire a former Silver Slugger and Gold Glove Award winner in Nathaniel Lowe. Over the course of 48 hours, 5 first basemen changed teams. Suddenly, a frigid market had thawed in a hurry. Yet Alonso remained available, with minimal buzz suggesting that would change anytime soon. Indeed, the calendar has nearly flipped to 2025, and Alonso is still unsigned. To be fair, Alonso is a flawed player, one who provides minimal value defensively or on the base paths. But for all his deficiencies, he offers a nearly unrivaled combination of durability and power production. Only Marcus Semien has played in more regular season games since Alonso's debut in 2019, and only Aaron Judge has hit more home runs. In fact, Alonso is one of just 10 players in MLB history to hit at least 30 home runs in 5 of his first 6 MLB seasons. That group includes 5 Hall of Famers: Ralph Kiner, Eddie Matthews, Frank Robinson, Ted Williams, Joe DiMaggio, a future first-ballot Hall of Famer, Albert Pujols, and 3 other terrific 21st-century sluggers: Ryan Braun, Dan Uggla, Mark Teixeira. Only Pujols reached the 30 HR threshold in each of his first 6 big league seasons, but Alonso, who hit 16 home runs in 57 games in 2020, likely would have had his second MLB season not been shortened due to the pandemic. Even with that abbreviated campaign, Alonso has one of the largest collections of home runs to this point in a career that the game has ever seen. Only Kiner, 257, and Pujols, 250, hit more homers through their first 6 seasons than Alonso, 226, an astonishing demonstration of his consistency and availability. The lack of movement on a sizable investment in Alonso might also be a reflection of the state of his position. No longer is first base where you find the bulk of the game's most prodigious sluggers. Today, teams' power production is more spread out across the roster, with first base often serving as a position where multiple players cycle through and receive consistent at-bats. There are still a handful of superstars at the position, but far fewer than there were 20 years ago. Just 4 primary first basemen, Freddie Freeman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bryce Harper, and Matt Olson, were worth at least 3 WAR in 2024, according to Baseball Reference. That's the fewest first basemen to reach 3 WAR in a full season since 1963. For comparison, 6 did so in 2023, 11 in 2021, and an all-time high of 15 first basemen reached 3 WAR back in 1997.